Every second that passes is a second you are never getting back. Not a minute, not a moment, gone, forever. And the question that should be keeping you up at night is not whether you have enough time. The question is, what are you doing with the time you already have? Because time does not care about your excuses. It does not slow down for the people who are not ready. It does not pause while you figure things out. It moves constantly, relentlessly. And the people who understand that truly understand it are the ones who build extraordinary lives. The ones who do not, they look up one day and wonder where it all went. Let me start with something that is going to challenge the way you think about your life. And I need you to stay with me on this because once it lands, it will change everything. Life was not designed to give you what you need. Life was designed to give you what you deserve. Read that again. Because most people have spent their entire lives operating from the wrong premise. They believe that because they need something, a better income, a stronger relationship, a healthier body, a bigger opportunity, that need alone should be enough to bring it to them. But need has never opened a single door. Need has never filled a single bank account. Need has never built a single great life. Think about the farmer. He does not walk out to his field in the autumn and reap a harvest because he needed food. He reaps because he planted in the spring, tended through the summer, and showed up every single day to do what the harvest required of him. The harvest did not come because he needed it. It came because he deserved it, because he did the work, because he earned it through consistent, disciplined, patient action over time. That is the law. And it applies to every area of your life without exception. If you knock on a door consistently, persistently, with genuine effort, that door will eventually open. Not because you needed it to open, but because you earned the right for it to open. Opportunity is not reserved for the lucky. It is reserved for the ones who keep showing up, the ones who keep knocking, the ones who refuse to walk away just because the door did not open on the first try. If you search, truly search, with real commitment and real investment of your time and energy, you will find, not because you needed the answer, but because you went looking for it. You got on a plane, you drove the distance, you opened the book, you put yourself in the room. Searching is what qualifies you to find. And if you ask the right questions of the right people with the humility of someone who genuinely wants to grow, the answers will come, not because you needed them, but because asking the right way with the right spirit qualifies you to receive them. This is the foundation of everything. You do not get what you need, you get what you deserve. And the only question worth asking from this point forward is, what am I doing to deserve the life I want? Here is one of the most powerful truths I have ever encountered, and it is one that most people never hear. The marketplace is not interested in what you need. The marketplace is interested in what you bring. Think about that. Every time you walk into an opportunity, a job, a business, a relationship, a negotiation, and you lead with your need, you have already lost. Because need is not a currency that the world accepts. Need does not create value. Need does not solve problems. Need does not inspire confidence in the people who have the power to open doors for you. But your seed, that is different. Your seed is your work ethic, your discipline, your eagerness to learn and grow and contribute, your willingness to show up even when it is hard, your ability to bring something to the table that makes someone else's life or business or situation better. That is what the marketplace is hungry for. That is what opens doors, creates opportunities, and starts the flow of everything you have been hoping would come your way. So stop walking into rooms and broadcasting what you need. Start walking in and demonstrating what you bring. Stop waiting for someone to notice your circumstances and feel sorry enough to help you. Start building something that makes you impossible to ignore. The field does not care about your hunger. The field responds to your seed. Plant something, tend it, show up for it every single day. And in time, not because you needed it, but because you earned it, the harvest will come. Now, let me talk about something that sounds counterintuitive until you truly understand it. And once you do, it will transform the way you approach everything. It is better to give than to receive. Most people hear that and nod politely without actually believing it. Because on the surface, it sounds like something you say to make yourself feel good about not having what you want. But that is not what it means at all. Here's what it actually means. And jot this down, because this is one of the most important ideas you will ever carry. Giving starts the receiving process. Think about it. If you want more in your life, more abundance, more opportunity, more meaningful connections, more of everything that makes life rich, the process does not begin with receiving. It begins with giving, with service, with finding a way to add value to someone else's life, solve someone else's problem, answer someone else's question, lighten someone else's load. Because Here is what happens when you genuinely serve others. You become valuable, not just to them, but to the world. And value is the one thing that the world will always find a way to reward. Service to many leads to greatness. That is not a motivational phrase. That is a law. The people who have built the most extraordinary lives, the ones with the deepest impact, the greatest respect, the most lasting legacies, they all understood this. They stopped asking how they could get more and started asking how they could give more. And in that shift, everything changed. You want to be trusted with more? Be faithful with what you have right now. You want to lead many? Start by serving the few in front of you with everything you have got. You want abundance to flow into your life? Find a way to create abundance in someone else's first. This is not a spiritual nicety. This is the actual mechanism by which great lives are built. Let me say something that might be the most important thing you hear today. The way you handle small things is a preview of how you will handle big things. Most people make a mistake that costs them more than they realize. They tell themselves, when I have more resources, more time, more money, more people around me, then I will really show what I am capable of. Then I will be disciplined. Then I will be focused. Then I will lead well. But that is not how it works. That is not how any of this works. The habits you build when the amounts are small are the exact habits that will show up when the amounts are large. If you do not know where your money goes when it is just a little, you will not know where it goes when it is a lot. If you cannot lead yourself when it is just you, you cannot lead others when it is many. If you are not faithful with the small responsibility in front of you right now, you have not yet earned the larger one that is waiting. This is where so many people stall out on their journey. They are waiting for scale to arrive before they bring their best. But scale is not what changes you. Faithfulness is what changes you. And faithfulness always starts small. So look at what is in front of you right now. The small team, the modest income, the early stage of the dream, the few people who are watching and listening. That is your training ground. That is where the real work of becoming is happening. And if you will bring your full effort, your full passion, your full commitment to what is in front of you right now, no matter how small it seems, you will be shocked at how quickly the bigger things begin to arrive. Be on fire for the few, give everything to the small, and watch what happens. Here is something that not enough people talk about when it comes to personal growth. You are allowed to change your mind. Some people are holding on to ideas, beliefs, directions, and approaches that are simply not working anymore. And instead of letting them go, they hold on tighter, because releasing them feels like admitting they were wrong. Like somehow changing course means the time they spent on the old path was wasted. But that is not what change means. Change means you have grown enough to see further than you could before. Change means the lessons from the old path have equipped you to walk the new one with more wisdom and more clarity. Change is not a failure. Change is evidence that you are paying attention. Give yourself permission to refine your thinking, to let go of what is not serving you, to pick up new ideas, new strategies, new ways of seeing the world that take you closer to where you are trying to go. Because if you keep doing what you have always done, thinking what you have always thought, and approaching life the same way you always have, you will keep arriving at the same place. The willingness to change, to honestly evaluate where you are and adjust the course is one of the greatest acts of courage available to a human being. Do not let pride keep you stuck. Do not let the comfort of familiarity lock you out of the life that is waiting on the other side of a simple decision to do things differently. New doors are always waiting, but they only open to those who are willing to walk away from the old ones that have already closed. Every life, no matter how successful, no matter how carefully planned, will encounter problems. Business problems, family problems, financial problems, emotional problems, personal problems. Problems you saw coming and problems that arrived without warning. This is not pessimism, this is reality. And the people who build great lives are not the ones who never face problems. They are the ones who know how to solve them. Here is a system that works every time for any problem. First, take it out of your head and put it on paper. Your mind is a brilliant instrument, but when you are in the middle of a problem, it can feel overwhelmed and cluttered. Writing the problem down forces clarity. It takes something that feels enormous and amorphous inside your head and turns it into something specific and manageable on a page. Once it is on paper, ask yourself, is that all of it? Make sure you are solving the whole problem, not just the surface version of it. Then on the other side of that page, solutions. Not one, as many as you can think of. Do not judge them yet, just generate. What could I do? Even if some of the options seem unlikely or impractical, write them down. Because the act of generating solutions is itself a form of momentum. It moves you from the paralysis of the problem into the energy of possibility. If you cannot solve it on your own research, someone somewhere has faced what you are facing. Someone has written about it, studied it, documented it, and found a way through it. Go looking, read, listen, study. The answer you need has almost certainly already been discovered. Your job is to go find it. And if research does not bring the answer, ask. Find someone who has been where you are and ask them how they got through it. But here is the key. Come to that conversation having already tried. Come with your working papers. Come showing that you have made every effort you could before asking for help. Because the people who get the best help are the ones who have already demonstrated that they are serious about helping themselves. Build the muscle of problem solving. Because there will come a day when the answer is not in a book and there is no one around to ask. And in that moment, everything you built through years of practice, every problem you worked through, every challenge you refused to run from will rise up inside of you and show you the way. In a world that wants everything instantly, results today, transformation overnight, success before the effort has even had time to compound patience has become one of the rarest and most powerful qualities a person can develop. Because here's what nobody tells you about building a great life. It takes time, not a little time, real time. The kind of time that tests your belief in what you are doing. The kind of time that makes you question whether it is working. The kind of time that separates the people who actually get there from the ones who quit 3 steps before the breakthrough. Be patient with your project. Give it the time it needs to grow. Seeds do not become harvests overnight. They germinate slowly, invisibly, underground, long before there is any visible evidence that something is happening. And the people who dig them up to check on them are the ones who never see the harvest. Be patient with the people around you. Give them room to learn, to grow, to change. Great teams are not built in a day. Great relationships are not built in a day. Great movements are not built in a day. Everything worth having requires people, and people require time. And most importantly, be patient with yourself. Give yourself the grace to be in the process, to not have it all figured out yet, to be somewhere in the middle of becoming without needing to already be arrived. Learning takes time. Growth takes time. Change takes time. And every step of that process, even the slow ones, even the frustrating ones, is building something in you that the shortcut could never have produced. Patience is not passive. Patience is active trust. It is continuing to plant, continuing to show up, continuing to do the work, even when the evidence is not yet visible. That is not weakness. That is one of the strongest things a human being can do. I want to bring everything we have covered today back to where we started, because it all connects to one thing: time. Success is not built in dramatic moments of inspiration. It is assembled in seconds, in the small, quiet, daily choices that most people never notice and never talk about. The second you chose to get up instead of staying down. The second you opened the book instead of the screen. The second you asked the question instead of pretending you already knew the answer. The second you planted instead of waiting. The second you gave instead of holding back. Those seconds turn into minutes. Minutes turn into hours. Hours into days. Days into years. And those years, they turn into a life. Either a life you look back on with deep satisfaction, or one you look back on wondering what might have been possible if you had just used your time differently. You do not need more hours in the day. You need to do more with the ones you already have. You do not need a perfect plan before you start. You need to start and refine the plan as you move. You do not need everything to be in place. You need to take the next step with what is in front of you right now and trust that the step after that will reveal itself when you get there. Stop spending your time on things that are not building your future. Stop investing your energy in conversations, habits, and distractions that are pulling you away from the person you are trying to become. Start treating your time the way wealthy people treat their money, as a resource that must be invested wisely, protected fiercely, and never wasted on things that do not generate a return. Because time is the one resource that cannot be earned back. You cannot work harder to get more of it. You cannot save up and buy more of it. Every single second that passes is gone permanently. And the only power you have is the power to decide what you do with the seconds that are still ahead of you. Use them, every single one, with intention, with discipline, with the full understanding that you are not just spending time, you are spending your life. This is your moment. Not tomorrow, Not when things slow down, not when conditions are perfect. Right now, in this second, in the next one, and every one that follows. Rise with purpose. Invest your time like it matters, because it does. Every single second. If something in this message landed for you today, if one truth shifted something inside of you, drop your comment below right now. Tell the Rise with Purpose community what you are taking away and what you are committing to starting today. Your words could be exactly what someone else needs to read to keep going. And if you are not yet subscribed, hit that button right now. At Rise with Purpose, we show up every single day with the mindset, the tools, and the truth to help you build the life you were made for. We are just getting started, and we need you here. This is Rise with Purpose. Now go and make every second count.